It has been said that the devil has his hand in this and that. The reason why is because when it comes to money and power, how much power does one really have if when everything is connected, overground and underground, left and right, up and down, if you only have your hand in the left side, but not the right side, it makes it real easy to get blindsided and to lose everything you've got. So if one were to look at, say, just the overground and underground, and I'm going to oversimplify with all of this, and you got an overground and underground, your lawbreakers and your law enforcement. On the lawbreaker side, you got those who are true and loyal to the game, and then you got like your CIs. In law enforcement, you got those who really protect and serve, and then you got your corrupt ones on the take. That's extremely oversimplified. I mean, that's just, on a financial money and power side of things. You can start adding in other factors like religion or ethnicity, which further dilutes things. Jesus said, the two greatest commandments are love the Lord your God with all your heart, mind, soul, and strength. Love your neighbor like yourself. In this, the law and prophets are fulfilled. If one were to truly do those two things, everything else I'm speaking of wouldn't even come into play. But if one truly chooses to do those things, that does not mean that they don't have to deal with the rest of that. They always have to be aware. I knew a guy in high school who used to say I was racist because I would call law enforcement out in Colorado Nazi enforcement. And with a lot of my testimony, I'm sure people can understand why. The racism of many of their officers is out of control, and it's not just the officers, but all of that's for another time. The whole point of all of this is this. When I chose to become a Christian, back when I was a child, I contemplated all of these realities, and I realized that for the rest of my life, I would have to walk the path that I chose. Not to hate anybody, not to judge anybody, for all have sinned and fallen short of the glory of God. If there was any human being ever that could have bridged the gap between man and God created by original sin, Jesus wouldn't have been necessary. So I got to accept everybody for who they are, love them for who they are, but not be a fool about what people chose, and not stray from the path that I chose. Jesus also said the only true religion is this. Take care of orphans and widows and keep oneself unspotted from the world. How do you keep yourself unspotted from the world? Well, go with those examples I was saying. I mean, on every level, across the board, around the world, things aren't just intermingled and connected. There's a whole lot that's tangled. And to stay out of that entanglement doesn't mean it won't try to entangle you. When I understood all of this as a kid, with an increase in wisdom comes an increase in sorrow. But I have done my best to walk that path. I have not been perfect. I've done stupid things. I've done foolish things. The book of Proverbs says, fools mock at making amends for sins. If I've done someone wrong, I've always tried to make it right. I've always tried to make amends. Not everybody's like that. And I don't expect everybody to be. That's where free will comes in. Some say, is free will really free will? Well, gee, when you get to choose something other than your instincts, I'd say so. Animals can't. Humans can. May the blessings of the Lord be upon you in Jesus' name. I love you, human fam.